Hi everyone, I'm Tanya. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. Today we are doing a bit of a life update on our puppy. Some of you know she has been very unwell. I haven't really shared it on here. So I think the last time that I spoke to you guys, I did a budget with me and she was booked in to have her final vaccination the following week. So that week and weekend before she was due, she just started getting a bit unwell, not really herself. She was off her food, vomiting a little bit, just not very active, very cuddly and sulky. So we pushed her appointment with the vet 5 days early. We had booked her in for the Friday, but after the weekend we were like, oh, let's just push it forward to the Monday and get her checked out. So we took her in and they could tell she wasn't well. They looked like there was some pain in her stomach. So they suggested do some blood tests. So we did those. Everything came back okay, but her liver levels were quite high. So they said it could mean something serious or it could mean she's fighting off an infection. So they sent us home with some anti-nausea medication and some antibiotics and told us to feed her home-cooked chicken and rice. So we brought her home and she went really well with the medication and the chicken and rice she absolutely loved. She started actually like enjoying food and eating all of her food, which was really nice. So she did seem to get a bit better in the next few days, and then it got to Friday and we woke up and she had chewed up a pen through the night. So there was ink all through her bed. Didn't appear to be any like ink in her mouth or anything, so we didn't think too much of it. And then by lunchtime that day, my adult sons were like blowing up my phone. Mum, the dog's not okay. She's drooling constantly. Looks like she's blind. She's walking around aimlessly. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's walking into walls. So both Roy and I were out of town with work. So I just had to say, can you just get her to the vet and I'll meet you there as soon as I can. So I get to the vet and the vet is like, this is a dog that's deathly ill. She's young, she should not be this unwell. Like most dogs respond well to the antibiotics and obviously not the case with her. So they were really like, you know, there's obviously something seriously wrong with her and you need to consider that it's Friday afternoon, we're going into the weekend, like it's going to be expensive. So we agreed to do some more blood tests and x-rays and go from there. So it was like Friday afternoon about 3:30, the vet calls back and said that the x-rays showed like a small metal object in her stomach. So we're like, okay, that was probably the tip of the pen or something. And then we sort of thought, well, you know, she did seem like she was getting better until she'd swallowed this bit of metal. So we agreed to do the surgery. So he was going to do that day. So that was a very long afternoon. Took till about 8:30 that night when he called back that the surgery was done. The surgery went well. They did remove the bit of metal from the pen and they checked all through her intestines and everything, her stomach, just to see if there was any plastic or anything from the pen, but luckily there wasn't. They also checked all of her organs while she was under, and all of her organs looked good except for her liver, which was really small. So the vet said he doesn't think the symptoms were from swallowing the tip of the pen. He thinks that she has like a serious liver condition and would like to keep her in over the weekend and find out for sure if it is or not. So we agreed to that. So that was Friday night. And then Saturday at lunchtime, they called us just to say she was doing okay, but suggested maybe we go and pick her up and look after her at home over the weekend, just because otherwise she's just in a cage by herself for a lot of the time. So we did that, and it was, yeah, really hard. She was like moaning in a lot of pain. It was really hard to see her like that, but it was good to know that she was home being looked after by us and not just going through it alone. So that was Saturday. Sunday, I think I woke up with her at like 2 a.m. and I think it was when daylight savings finished, so I saw both 2 a.m s. And she started getting really playful. She was, you know, wanting to wrestle and play tug of war with things, and it actually made me realise how long it had been since she'd been like that. Like it had literally been weeks. So I thought, oh, this is a good sign. So then she had to fast Sunday night, go back to the vet Monday morning. She had the tests done. I think it was just blood tests that had to get sent off for testing to see if she had this liver condition. So it took a few days, but they got the test results back on the Friday. Turns out she does have the liver condition. It's called a liver shunt, and it is where it's an abnormal blood vessel that goes around the liver instead of through it. So the options are to see if she can manage just on medication and diet. Otherwise, the surgery route would mean going and seeing a specialist in Brisbane, having tests done like a dye put through her to see if the blood vessel goes through the liver at all or avoids it completely, and then surgery, which would cost about $10,000 all up. So yeah, so at the moment we're about a week in trialing the diet and medication, and as you can see, like, to look at her, you wouldn't know anything's wrong with her. So we're hoping that this is sustainable. So we're on the medication for a month. It's just like an antibiotics, and then we'll start sort of tapering it down a bit and see how she responds to that. She finally had her third and final vaccination last week, but they said it takes about a week to kick in. So at the moment we're just walking around the backyard. I can't really let her off in the backyard because she's so tiny and she can just get through the smallest spaces, so just got her on a long rope. So yeah, so that's our update. It's been very stressful. It's been expensive. I think so far it's been, well, in that 1 week where she was in and out of hospital in the vet, it was like $4,000 all up. So yeah, but she is worth it. She's thriving at the moment. One of the symptoms of her liver condition is stunted growth, so that's why she's so tiny compared to our car wheel. So it will be interesting to see if she does grow much more. Yeah, that's our update, and we're about to get stuck into our cash stuffing again. Roy's a bit sick, so it may just be me doing some solo ones to start back off, but we'll see how we go. Alright, thank you for letting me share that and get that off my chest. I've missed posting videos, and just wanted to update you all and let you know what's going on. Alright, talk to you soon. Bye.